did not want to post this video of LeBron shitting down his leg with the game on the line, but I had to after I saw this. I mean, this guy really goes on Instagram and posts this shit. I mean, is this your GOAT? The best part about this play, LeBron, who always complains, didn't complain! He didn't even complain last night when it happened! Not once! You know, game on the line, LeBron has a chance to win. He's got nothing to say about this. Nothing to say about this. And I did not post this last night because I don't want to be a LeBron hater, but now I will. Nothing about this, LeBron. Missed shot, awful foul with Milwaukee in the bonus. Nothing about this shot, very next possession, brick. Nothing about this horrible defensive possession to let them tie the game. Nothing. This is all he's got to say. It makes me sick.
Don't ever underestimate the heart of a champion.
Okay, Ring Culture, welcome back to Ring Culture, where we play no games, we just spit game about the game we love. Before we get into this video, though, go over to my reaction page, The Nuclear Reactor, and check out my sports reaction. I also react to a lot of series over there, so y'all might find something y'all like The Boys, Fallout, White Lotus, Black Mirror, Ironheart, Devil May Cry, blah, blah, blah. But back over here at Ring Culture, I want to play a couple clips for y'all, and I want to give y'all my opinion afterwards. It's two different clips. One of them is Shannon Sharp and Joe Johnson, and the other one is Austin Reeves. And the subject they're talking about is Rich Paul and his fucking podcast. So we're going to listen to these clips, and then I'm going to come back and tell y'all what I think. Check this out.
Rich Paul suggested the Lakers should trade Austin Reeves for Jaren Jackson Jr. Is Jaren Jackson Jr. Rich Paul client? Caused significant ripples, but in fact, the tensions reached the sidelines on Tuesday night when AR's agent, Reggie Berry, confronted Paul. One of Austin Reeves' agents reportedly confronted Rich Paul at the Lakers game, per Dave McMenamin. One of Reeves' agents, Reggie Berry of AMR Agency, approached Paul on the sideline near half court at halftime of the Lakers-Hawks game Tuesday night. The two people spoke for about 5 minutes or so, and the topics of conversation was Paul's public trade scenario regarding Reeves. Rich Paul has a podcast. Rich Paul, and look, I like Rich, but Rich Paul is talking like he's not an agent.
Right.
He's talking like you and I. This is something we might have should have suggested. But for an agent that has one of the biggest names on and you know, he's talking about Jalen Johnson, who's one of his clients. He's talking about this and that. But what were your thoughts when you heard that a current agent getting on his podcast and playing out scenarios for teams in which one of his players is on said team?
Yeah, I thought it was very conflicting because as an agent, you know, what you say holds a lot of value and weight.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And coming from Rich, you know, for, you know, obviously LeBron being his top client and on the Lakers with Austin Reeves, suggesting that they should trade Austin Reeves for Jaren Jackson. Man, that's a touchy situation because he's an agent. So
yes.
If I'm representing Austin Reeves, when I come to the games, we need to have a talk as well. I need to sit down and talk with you too. Hey man, don't be throwing no in the windows out there about my clients. You know what I mean? So I can understand the ruffles and Austin's agents. So I really don't know what Rich Paul was thinking in that moment, man. Or maybe he didn't give a damn.
Combo though too, because obviously that's just
he's got to
podcaster.
Stop. He's got to stop. He's got to stop that. If you're gonna, first off, why do you have a podcast anyway? I don't understand it. I don't get it. I got nothing against Rich. I don't understand why you have a podcast, bro.
Well, his argument would be that players have podcasts.
You're not a player.
Yeah.
I don't know any other agents who are sitting there on the mic talking, Plus, everything you say is going to be a representation of LeBron, even if you don't feel the way. Now you got LeBron having to come out and be like, hey, Rich Paul has his own opinion. I don't affiliate with that. Just because he's saying they want to get off Reeves, that doesn't mean I want to get off Reeves. That shouldn't even have to be a conversation. It's weird. Bro, why do you have a podcast, Rich? You are an agent, meaning you're supposed to be in the background running all the other stuff. You coming out at the forefront and giving your opinions on the game and like saying this stuff, it doesn't work. Are there any other sports agents that have big podcasts right now?
No.
In the NBA? Zero.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. And you know why people know you, Rich. Listen, I got nothing but respect for Rich. You've worked your ass off and done a good job building your own network, your own business. You've done great. You and Maverick have done a fantastic job. It's one of the stories of all time when we talk about an athlete putting on his friends and his friends doing a great job to give it back to the guy that helped them, build a brand around them. They've done a great job. Rich Paul's a legend for that. That's your lane. And you've done that and you've earned that. He's obviously, I think he's engaged or dating Adele, one of the two. Everything's flowing for you, bro. You got everything. You're cool. You shouldn't have a podcast about basketball. Shouldn't happen. It's a conflict of interest, for one. Just because your main client, the client that built this with you, plays for the Lakers. So you talking about Lakers roster and who they need to trade as an agent is wild.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree with every word. I've been saying this since I heard the first comments Rich Paul made on his podcast. Talk about something else, bro. Don't talk about basketball. And damn sure don't talk about your biggest client's team. What if Austin Reeves want to stay in LA? What if he got roots down in LA, family? What if this is where he wants to be? And you, who are an agent, a basketball agent, is telling people, airing out public that they should trade him. That's disgusting. And you wouldn't like it if somebody came out that could have influence over your own life and suggesting that you uproot your family and go somewhere else. But it's perfectly fine for you to do that to Austin Reeves. It's disgusting. It's gross. It's just nasty work. But as we've seen time and time again, LeBron and his homies ain't got no shame. None. Why are you talking about basketball, being a current basketball agent? I can see if you was retired, but you're a current agent, and your biggest client is on the LA Lakers. Yet you can't stop talking about the Lakers and their players. Why? Talk about football. Talk about soccer, golf. But talking about the NBA is a huge conflict of interest. And I think Austin Reeves' agent coming out and saying something, confronting Rich Paul was the right thing to do. How would Rich Paul feel if another agent was coming out saying LeBron should be traded? Or actually calling LeBron out on his lack-ass defense and the fact that LeBron hurts team chemistry and that they should trade LeBron? What if another agent came out and said something like that? LeBron James is the problem on the Lakers. You know, he kills team chemistry and the Lakers should move LeBron. Rich Paul, would you have a problem with that? Will LeBron have a problem with that? Will LeBron then tell you to go confront that agent, or will LeBron do that? Who the fuck you think you are, bro? It's insane that you would do something like that. But narcissists do crazy shit, and they don't even think about who they might hurt in the process. This is disgusting. And the NBA is going to be much better when LeBron finally retires. It's got a long way to go to be better because the commissioner went along with this clown show for way too long, and he's doing a lot of things that's screwing the NBA. The in-season tournament, to me, is a joke. Why the hell you got to let these guys compete for money so they can compete harder? They already get paid. Then you got to make up all these fucking new awards. I'm not talking about changing the name of current awards, but making up new awards just to give to this big baby. It's insane, man. It's insane. Rich Paul should shut his podcast down or talk about something else. Now listen, like I told y'all before, I'm not into telling people how they can conduct themselves. He can do whatever he wants. He's free to talk about basketball, other people's clients, but he's not free from the repercussions of it. You can say whatever you want. You can live any way you want to live. But you're not free from the repercussions of what you do and say. And this is just nasty. to talk about someone else's client and suggest that they be moved when you are one of the current biggest agents in the sport you're talking about, and your biggest client is on the same team that you're making suggestions on. But Rich Paul won't make suggestions about LeBron lazy ass on defense, will he? Everybody else should be moved except for this lazy ass basketball player, LeBron James. Come on, bro. Dude just took his 9th blowout loss since he's been back with the Lakers last night. His 9th. They're now 13-10 with LeBron in the lineup. They were 11-6 without him. Is Austin Reeves the problem, Rich Paul? Should they trade LeBron? Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think down below. And always remember, we are ring culture, because the whole point of the culture is to win rings. For the culture, I love y'all. Peace.